Hello everybody, welcome to Hotkeys. Today's video I'm going to show you how to make an intro video for your business, showing your name, the services you provide, and a logo. This was requested by one of my subscribers, so thanks for the request. I hope that the idea ties in with what you were hoping for. This is just an idea I threw together based on the brief you gave me. I've started by just looking at some colour schemes to put the idea together, and I'm going to centre my design around circles, and at the moment I'm just playing with some shapes and some colours and the design will come together. I have an idea in my head of what the animation is going to look like, so just follow my lead. At the moment I'm taking a snip using the snipping tool on Microsoft of some colours, and I'm going to save that as an image. Once I've done that, I'm going to import the image into my slide. And I'm going to use that colour scheme to colour the circles that I've made. Your business will probably already have a colour scheme already, but if not, then use the website that I suggested. I think getting the colours right in a video is pretty important to make it look professional. Using colours that complement each other is going to be quite important. So use the eyedropper tool, select the colour that you like, Okay, so the next thing I did is select a background colour, and these circles are going to be where I display my services. Now what I want to do now is fill each of those circles with an icon which represents those services, using the icons tool on Microsoft PowerPoint. Originally when this tool was added to PowerPoint, you couldn't do much with the images, you couldn't edit them, you couldn't break them up and move them around, but they've changed in the recent updates how icons are used, so now they operate like shapes do, whereas before they were essentially pictures, so you couldn't break them up into fragments and move them around. I don't think I'm going to be doing much to alter the images anyway. I'll probably just resize them, and because I'm not providing specific services, I'm just choosing some images or some icons that I think go well together. Once you've done that, you need to make sure that the colour of the icons suits the slide design. So black is always an easy go-to option, but I think I'm going to use a slightly darker colour, dark blue. What happened here is I stopped recording, I paused the recording because I wanted to go and do something, and then I came back and finished the design whilst not recording, and this is what I ended up with. So I'm really sorry that I haven't taken you through all the design, but the most important thing here is the animation. So what I'm going to do now is catch up with what I was doing before, and I'm just going to go through the animation. So basically I've got 3 slides. The first one is showing you my name, the second one my services, and the third one is the logo. And the first thing I'm going to do with the animation is use the entrance animation, basic zoom, and then I'm going to get that circle to disappear after about 3 or 4 seconds. And I've also added an animation which I'm going to put in between the entrance and the exit, which is to make it grow by 5%, so it just gives it an emphasis. So basically I've set up the animation pane for the circle to arrive, grow, and then shrink back. I've also put a circle behind the one that you can see up front, and I'm going to animate that to grow as the original one shrinks. So it kind of looks like it's bouncing. So if it all comes together nicely, this is what it's going to look like. So let's go. At the bottom I've got a shadow effect. The shadow effect is optional. I've just used a dark blue rather than black for shadow, and I want the animation of the circle to match the shadow. Okay, so let's preview it. I'm happy with how that looks. It fits in with what I was imagining anyway. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I've got my services, and what I want to do is imagine that that original ball is going to grow and then split into 4 new circles, which are going to move outwards from the center. So to do that, I need to animate each circle independently, and then I'm going to animate, and I use the animation painter to animate the shadows below them. So I'm using a motion path, and I want the motion path, the green bit to be in the middle, because it's going to start in the middle, and the red bit to be where the circle is now. And I want that to take a second or two to happen. And at the same time, I want the circle to grow using the basic zoom animation. And I'm going to animate the icons, the service icons, independently. So as you can see, get the motion path and then add a grow effect. And yeah, both of those look quite good. Now I want to do the same again. So as you can see, add animation, find the motion path that you want. It doesn't really matter which one because you're going to edit it anyway. Make sure the green bit is in the middle, and the red bit is where the ball is going to land, or where it ends, which is where it actually is at the moment. And then add the basic zoom. Remember to always click add animation, because you're adding to what you currently have. And I'm going to make the duration of the inner circles shorter than the outer circles, so that it looks like it's like a layered effect. And at the top of that animation pane, you can see that I've set the central circle, that white one, to disappear at the same time as the other ones appear and grow. Look at that, that looks good, I'm happy with that. It's kind of how I imagined it. Now I need to animate the icons and animate the shadows. So click on the circle, then click Animation Painter, and then click on the corresponding shadow, and it will all work for itself. The icons, press Control and select all of them, and then add an animation. I want something quite basic. This one seems to look quite nice, but you can choose which one suits you best. I want them to animate after everything else has happened, so set the time to just after everything else has happened, and then I'm going to animate the services lettering. I'll use a split wherever it is, split animation, and specify from the center outwards, and then set that to happen at the same time as the service logos appear. If it will let me, I'll do it manually. Okay, let's have a look. That's nice, that happens, that looks quite sleek, quite happy with that. So remember, this intro video, the whole purpose of it is just to be like a 10 or 5 to 10 second video that you put at the beginning of maybe your PowerPoint presentation, or beginning of a YouTube video, or anything like that. At the beginning of an advert, or at the end of one if you prefer. At the end, I've put on the last slide, I've created a logo which I've just thrown together. Doesn't mean anything, but I've used a transition effect on this slide, so that when I play the whole animation, the transition it works. So I want the animation of the logo to be nice and slow, and then I want to have the lettering appear slightly afterwards. It's not over presented, it's just basic, and sometimes making something nice and basic can be quite stylish. I think there's a lot of dead space on this slide though, so I'm going to make everything bigger. Bigger is better sometimes. Yeah, that's a bit better. And it needs to be slightly towards the centre a bit more. Now this animation, you can, each slide animates on its own. You can save it as a video. So go save as, PowerPoint, or wherever you want to put it, but specify I want to save it as an MPEG. And then here it is, that's the end result. I think it's quite sleek, not perfect, but it gives you an idea. You can edit it however you like. If this has been useful, then give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.